Hey guys, Iron Man wanted to make a video praising Backbreaker because I know I made two that critiqued it, which I mean I would say they were legitimate points. However, I did want to correct something on my previous videos. I talked about the defender's acceleration rates being too fast, which caused the jump routes. I stand corrected. I would say it would be more of a result of the slow route running and how they come out of their cuts really slow. But I do think that the defenders react a little too fast to the cuts. But I mean, if you're a corner in real life playing man coverage, as long as you're looking at the receiver, it's really not that hard to react really quickly. But the acceleration rates actually I think are fine. It's the fact that the route running is so slow, and then the receivers coming out of their cuts is just really sluggish. And also, I did make a topic today to where I talked about the top speeds of the players being a little too slow, and which also, because they're slow, it almost adds like you notice the acceleration rates more, but the acceleration rates are actually pretty realistic, but because the top speeds are so slow, they get to their top speed really fast. But overall, the acceleration rates are fine. I wouldn't mess with them too much. But the other points that I did make about man coverage, I would like to see addressed. Now, this video right here is just a basic run. IZ strong, the first run you see in the I formation. I was demonstrating from this video, I want to demonstrate the greatness of this game's blocking and just the pure skill of running the ball. And also in this video I want to make a point about the EA football games. And while I will say that playing the NCAA football demo, they are very much improved over last year with locomotion. While yes, it's not great, but it still makes a huge difference. But this video I'm going to make a point about the blocking that is just completely broken in the EA football games. Now, like I said, it's just a basic inside run. I'm using my Vikings Adrian Peterson 100 at speed, I believe 94 at agility, but that really doesn't matter. I'm just focusing on the strategy of this play. Now, first you're going to notice all the linemen are moving. There is not one lineman that is standstill, and this is something that in the EA football games is impossible. While engaged, the defensive linemen do not move at all. The only possible movement is up and down. There is no sideways movement to the blocking in Madden and NCAA football, and this really hurts the running game in that it takes away the visual skill of the user runner, and it really just makes it bland and boring and unrealistic, not to mention. But just notice the start of the play, every defensive lineman is moving. Then the second thing I wanted to point out, this double team right here, 64 and 67. My right guard and my right tackle are double teaming him. They push him realistically out of the way, and he actually gets free to the inside, but at that point, it doesn't matter. I'm already past him. Now 64, understanding that he is the direction of the play, branches off of this double team and goes to block the linebacker. And this is really where Madden just gets put to shame. Look at the sideways movement of this block. And while yes, this could have been a holding, I would say that definitely is a holding, but that's not the point. Look at how he moves sideways while engaged. Now you can try this all you want in NCAA football, but it's never going to happen. The only way you can move sideways in that game is to unengage from the block, which is completely unrealistic, because I can easily explain the objectives of the offensive line in real football and what they're trying to do. Now in this situation, you have this linebacker who can see the running back and number 64 who can't. Now he knows that the run is designed towards him, so he's going to go out and lead me and try to get this guy as far out of the way as he can. Now, at this point, Number 64's objective is to resist number 55 on the Bengals as much as possible. Like I said, he cannot see my running back, so he does not know exactly where he is. So he's just going to try to resist 55's push as much as possible. Now 55, really, because unless 64 holds, he can move as far to the right or as far to the left as he wants. Number 64's objective is to resist him moving forwards. So he's just trying to push him as far sideways as he can. You know, because like I said, his objective, he doesn't know where Peterson is, so he's just trying to resist the motion of 55. So because of this, sideways movement for a defender is very easy to accomplish. It's the up and down movement that is difficult, especially on a linebacker, on an offensive lineman, because the offensive lineman is going to be a lot stronger. And my offensive lineman on this play successfully resists 55's push and actually pancakes him. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, because I really don't know how else to word that except for the offensive lineman's objective while leading is to resist the movement of the defender as much as possible. So they can let him slide left and right, they just got to resist where they're trying to go. So if 55 right here, you know, he's trying to get towards Peterson, so at this point, you know, I'm moving sideways, so he's going to move left. If I kept going to the outside, then 64 has no chance, because 55 is going to easily get by him. So I use my visual skill to set this cutback up. I run to the outside to bait 55 into going inside. Now, the instant I try to make my cut, 55 tries to push 64, and why does he tries to push 64? That's the moment that the offensive lineman says, "I'm resisting your motion," and he just puts him to his ass. You know, that's just a great block. Now the second point is the stellar pursuit. This is a safety. You see all the way back there, this is a safety who's tackling me for a 4-yard gain. Realistic pursuit. Those are actually two defensive backs right there on that play. Now 29 doesn't make any tackle at all, but that is a defensive back who is tackling me for a 4-yard gain, showing the great pursuit of the defense and the great gap discipline, really. I mean, what this video, I'm just demonstrating the sideways movement and how this is completely lacking in any EA football games. It is an APF, but because it's an animation-driven game, it's limited. You know, it works for the most part, but sometimes you'll get some hicks in it. This game is nearly perfect with this because of Euphoria. I mean, everyone on the defensive line is moving in some way. And 64, because he can't see my running back, 55 can really move sideways wherever he wants. 64's objective is to keep him from going forward. And because of this, I understand it as the running back, and so I bait 55 into coming sideways, and I cut it right back inside. Like I said, 64 kind of holds him there to get him out of the way, but you can see 55 here, right there, you can kind of see him try to push towards Peterson, and 64 does a great job of doing what he's supposed to do and keeping 55 from going where he wants, and then the great pursuit of the defensive secondary to make this play. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely the best running game in any football game as of today, and especially with this patch coming up, I'm really looking forward to that. And I really enjoy this game. You know, like I said, the man coverage is a little faulted, but I hope they get that fixed. Overall, I really enjoy this game. Thanks for watching.